What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Pensacola, where I'm still so bitter about the fact that Coach skipped our last start that I'm filming this video on the same night as the last one. I really look forward to being on the mound every single time I film these, so there's no way I'm screwing myself out of a start here. So we'll get into this one. It is going to be the first game that we end up playing is going to be our start, and hopefully we can end up bringing back this series against Birmingham. We lost the first three, we won the last one, and hopefully we can win a second one here in our start, and hopefully maybe we can end up splitting the series here on Sunday as well. After that, we're going to have 3 games against Montgomery, the Biscuits. Obviously, we have 3 more after that. It is a 6-game series, but we'll be doing that in the next video. But again, I really wanted to get on the mound, so you better believe we're going to end up doing that. So I'm really looking forward to doing this because we need a little bit of revenge here after having a pretty rough start against the Trash Pandas. I mean, I just edited that video yesterday, and yeah, that was pretty atrocious. So we need to go out here against Birmingham. Thankfully, we are at home, and hopefully we can pick up a big win and finally get our 4th win of the season. Now, Birmingham is like 7 games over 500, and of course, they had, I guess, a series and a half against us. So it makes a lot of sense of why they're doing so well this season. But we need to really kind of bring them back to earth because there is no reason why a White Sox organization should be playing that well in 2025. And that, thankfully, is going to be just a line out to the shortstop. Could have been a better at-bat for us pitching-wise, but hey, you know what? It produced an out. That's a great way to start the game as we just missed the corner on that fastball right there. Maybe the changeup will end up working, though. Throw that a little early, and thankfully that's just going to be a little hopper to the first baseman. And he's got enough speed, barely, to end up getting over to first to get him out. Now we got Elko here to hopefully end the inning and end up going 1-2-3 as he ends up swinging through that changeup. Maybe he was looking fastball, but whatever it was, he ended up missing it. Thankfully, we end up sawing him off there with that fastball up and in. And now, as always, we're setting up for the down and away. We're in the minor leagues. No reason why they shouldn't fall for that. Granted, he did not swing at that, and that was damn good discipline right there. He wants to go for the slider, or for the slurve. I want to go fastball up and in, where he basically does the same thing. Now at this point, I think he's thinking the same thing. I think he thinks that we're going to go down and out with the slurve. So we're going down and in with the changeup, and hopefully get him to guess wrong. Or we leave that over the plate a little bit more than we wanted, and now we are going with the slider, or slurve. Son of a bitch. There it is. Thankfully, we end up getting the strikeout, and that's how we end up ending the first. You can tell I've been playing a little bit of the Diamond Dynasty with pitchers that have sliders. I feel like the slurve is a little underappreciated, but again, I'm a little biased in that. You know what I mean? And there we go. Great first pitch strike on that one. It's kind of how we started the game as well. Let's see if we can end this at bat a little better than that first one, despite the fact that we got the out. This one was a ground out. The last one was a hard hit liner. So I would say that's a little bit of an improvement. Maybe not a lot, but it's a little bit of an improvement. That's all you can really ask for is we pick up the first pitch strike on the fastball. It was a little bit, thankfully it was a little low, but thankfully we got the strike on it. Now we're going to go fastball up and in. There we go. I guess he just wasn't looking for 2 fastballs on that one. You know what? Why not? Let's dot up the outer half. Let's leave that out a little bit. Maybe we can get him to chase it. No, he is not, because that was not necessarily the greatest pitch. You know, we haven't gone split today. Let's do it. Let's see if that break, that 1 extra stat point to the break, is going to matter. It does not. That was a great pitch, don't get me wrong, but not necessarily where we wanted it. There it is. That is a beautiful slurve, and thankfully we end up getting the out. Great strikeout right there, despite the fact that it took more pitches than we realistically wanted it to. But great first pitch strike right there. You can tell we're doing a little better in this game than we did against the Pandas because, man, we had a lot of first pitch balls, and I actually remember we actually had a couple of, I think it was only one 4-0 walk. But there we go. We end up picking up our 3rd strikeout of the game, and we get out of the 2nd with no hits. Now, speaking of hits, hopefully we can end up getting one right here as we're just a little early on the fastball. Yeah, a little early. Not by much, but just a little bit. He's not throwing extremely hard, which means we got to wait back on it like we did right there, but that is unfortunately going to be a grounder. And the shortstop ends up fielding it. That's all right. We got to focus on us on the hill right now. We got to keep throwing the way that we are. And as you can tell, because we've been throwing a lot of strikes, they think that those ones that are kind of close to the zone are going to be strikes themselves. So, thankfully, he swung at that one despite the fact that that was, yeah, not incredible. And there we go. My lord. Thankfully, that didn't hit him on the bounce. And now on a 2-1 count, we need to make sure that we get a strike here at least. And there we go. And would you look at that? We actually field our position. And I'm not talking about third base. And we got ourselves the first out of the inning. It's the first time I think we fielded one on the mound. Because everything else has just kind of gotten by us. Kind of missed that from MLB The Show 24. Our player was actually pretty damn good with that. Made a lot of behind-the-back snags, you know. Not bad. Not bad. Hopefully we can get up to that point again at some point. 0-2 count, that is exactly where we wanted that slurve. And now hopefully we can get him up and in with the fastball. Get him to swing through something. Not quite. We didn't elevate that enough to where we wanted it to. And now we're actually going to go change up 1-2. Why not? Down and in. That is a perfect spot. And that is another strikeout here in the third inning. Let's go. 1 out away from getting out of here. And thankfully, we ended up picking up another perk. I'm excited to see that one once we get out of this game. But again, for now, let's just focus on getting out of this game. Because we're only in the third inning. And even though we are doing pretty damn well, we could be doing better. And again, we do have a lot of game to go. As thankfully, that split, again, doesn't break a ton. But at least ends up picking up the zone. And now on 2-2, we're going fastball up. Why not? Well, because he doesn't swing. That's why not. And I agree, man. I know it's a full count, but yeah, let's go slurve. I have confidence in that. Apparently, he had confidence that I was going to throw it as well. And, yeah, he ended up getting a little piece of it. But now, let's dot up that fastball outer half. There it is. And he's going to punch that into left field. Is that Eloy Jimenez out there? Or is he just lollygagging? Either way, really good play right there. We're out of 3. But unfortunately, our offense has yet to produce runs. And yes, again, part of that is my fault. I did not get a base hit in my at-bat. But still, we could be doing better than this. We haven't had our second at-bat yet, and we're in the 4th inning. And unfortunately, that is going to be the first hit of the game. But you know what? 3 no-hit innings. Not too bad. It is just unfortunate that is going to be a double with no outs. So we got to find a way to prevent him from scoring here. And thankfully, never mind. We are at the top of the order. Hello, it's the 4th inning. What am I thinking? Thankfully, we start out with the fastball. Let's see if we can do that yet again. Yikes. Not great. But it's alright, because that's going to set up for a down and in change. That was so good. And it's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. Granted, that does get him over to third. Not great with only 1 out, which means we need to strike this guy out. Or we need to get something that's just like a short pop fly or just like a grounder to us. You know what I mean? Ooh, he flinched at that one. He really wanted that split. That wasn't a horrible spot either. Ugh, that was, though. And part of me actually kind of wants to walk him so we can be set up for the double play. But at the same time, I don't want to walk him. You know what I mean? Despite the fact that we're in a 3-0 count. He ain't expecting the slurve. And he didn't even swing at it. Let's go fastball. Can you at least move, man? You don't have to be that much of an asshole. Just have a little bit of effort to go to the fence. And yeah, that's what we get for bringing it to 3-1. He was looking for something really good in the zone, and man, he definitely got that right there. I do not want to see the replay of that. Now, unfortunately, we're down 2-0, and we are in line for the loss. Not great. So let's get a little better, and let's make sure that when we get back to the plate, we actually get a base hit. Hopefully we'll actually have it with guys on base. But unfortunately, the way that we've been playing today, I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case. In fact, we might actually be leading off the next inning. And that would not be ideal, but maybe we can get a run back. Or again, maybe spark a rally. Great pitch there on 2-2, though. Thought maybe he would chase. Now keep this in the zone. No. All right, we're getting redemption on that one. That was not where we wanted it. This is going to be where we want it. Again, good pitch, though. Now we're going to go fastball up and in, but we're going to keep this in the zone. There it is. All right, yep. Saw him off a little bit. And that is thankfully going to be a pop out to center field. Still upset that they scored 2 runs, though. But come on, we need one more out to get out of this. We're only at 54 pitches. Make that 55 after that first pitch strike. Let's see if we can do this in 3 pitches. It's a great way to do it. Let's go. Let's get him one more time here on the change. Boom. 3 pitches. We get the out. Why couldn't we do that against the guy that ended up hitting a home run? Lord only knows. And unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be leading off. Awesome. All right, let's see if we can do better against this guy than the rest of our team. Oh, just missed that curve. Nice solid contact, but again, just couldn't get anything going. So unfortunately, that means it's still 2-0, and if we don't get out of this inning, we're definitely going to be in line for the loss. Even if we end up winning, it'd be a no decision. So come on, let's get out of this one. Let's see if maybe our team can spark a rally in the next one, and maybe we can get back on the side of potentially winning. That's a great pitch right there, but unfortunately, he is disciplined enough to just look at that go by. Thankfully, I don't want to see he's not disciplined on that one. He just decided to watch that one go by, and that is going to be in the zone, and that is going to be another strikeout. Great to see, because at least that means that even though we gave up a home run, we're still pretty sharp when we're not throwing things like that. Don't tell me that's going to drop. Nope. Thankfully, he lollygagged again and ended up getting it. Come on, man. You're going to go with the underhand throw like that, too? That's all right. 8-hitter now. Let's see if we can get him out in a quick at bat. And thankfully, it did. I thought that maybe that was going to go over the fence, but thankfully it didn't for our sake. Oh, and look at that. It's a 1-run game with a guy on first. 2 outs. Come on. Make a difference. Yeah, you just made a difference. You just screwed the team. But what do you expect? I got too overzealous there. I swung at the first pitch. We knew we shouldn't have done that with that guy. You know, he's getting deeper into the game. We want to knock him out. And that would have... The great way to do that is to be able to get his pitch count up. And unfortunately, we didn't do it. Speaking of pitch counts, though, we're getting through this one pretty quickly. That was just a couple pitches. Let's see if we can get another quick out. Look at that. Another one. And let's go. Honestly, as much as I want to pick up some strikeouts, I'm very happy about how efficient this inning is because, man, I want to stay in this game just so our offense can have a chance to be able to get a couple runs. That would be great. 9-game hitting streak, huh? Good for you, buddy. You know who's not going to have a hitting streak after this game? Probably us. But at the very least, we have a chance for our offense to score a run or two. At least get us into no-decision territory. Well, unfortunately, we got relieved after the 6th inning, and we're still down 2-1, which means we need to get ourselves to no-decision territory. As decent sinker, but again, that's not one that we necessarily wanted to hit. You know, that's not where we wanted it. We need to get a better pitch than that. Like that one right there, but unfortunately, we just kind of tipped that one, and that brings it to an 0-2 count. I wonder if he's going to go fastball on this one or if he's going to stay off speed. Well, he continues to go off speed, and we just go 0-for in this game. Not our best showing. And despite the fact that we did have a quality start, technically, still end up picking up the loss. Only 6 hits between the two teams. Something that's kind of unheard of in some of the games that we've been playing. It's been like double-digit hits every single game, but 2 hits, and unfortunately one of them was that home run. And those are the 2 earned runs right there. But thankfully, no walks, and we had 6 strikeouts through 6. I know we didn't have many in the last couple innings, but hey, we threw pretty well. It's just unfortunate we didn't pick up the win. The good thing, though, is we did end up getting those 2 new perks. And first of them is that first strike. So we gained a boost to pitch break early in net bat while the game is tied. Obviously, 0-0 is a tie game, so that's going to help. And we have pulse pounder as well. Gained a boost to pitch velocity after striking out a certain number of batters on the road. And that is going to be 5, it looks like. So that's great to know as well, because it looks like we are heading to Montgomery in this next set. And that means that we're going to be on the road for that one. So we might be able to use that. But again, the next couple games, or I'm sorry, the next game is going to be against the Barons. And then we're going to get into the games against Montgomery after our practice on Monday. And it looks like our next start is going to be Friday. Dear God, let's hope that coach does not skip our start again. But unfortunately, we've lost 4 out of the 5 games that we played against Birmingham today. Let's go out there and at least make it look respectable by winning this one. But unfortunately, we already find ourselves down 4-0 as we take one into right field, and that's going to be caught. We need to do better. It just feels like we're not seeing the ball well, even though we're at home, which is kind of scary, to be honest with you. That was the fastball that we wanted right there. And we just swung through it. Yikes. Guy in first. We're down 6-0 now here in the 4th. Why did you swing at that? You son of a bitch. Great play by the shortstop, though. And then, unfortunately, it's going to be an out. Fortunately, we did end up advancing him, but he didn't end up scoring. So that's unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Get it through the infield. No shot. Great play by the shortstop again. Who the hell is he? Now, the question is, can you do that in the major leagues, in real life, for the White Sox? That'd be great. 9-0, and this game's just out of reach. We just need to find a way to get a base hit. I do not want to go 2 games in a row where we go over. You know what I mean? We do not want to be in a slump this early in the season. And unfortunately, that's foul. A little late on that one. And now we are sitting 1-1. That was a nice sinker. We should have been there on it, but we're just a little too late. A little too late. And we're not swinging at that fastball high. I understand, 1-2 count. You really want to get him chasing on something high. Not today. We're not that high. So come on now. There we go. That's going to be a chopper. And it's, again, the shortstop just punching us out. And yeah, that is 2 games where we are over. That's rough. We're in a little bit of a slump right now, but we still have 3 games to be able to pull ourselves out of it, and hopefully we can do that against Montgomery. And unfortunately, it actually looks like it took away skill points from me. I should have spent those before the game. Oh well. Let's go back to the bullpen. And man, actually a lot of our things are up to like the high 40s now, which could be a lot better, don't get me wrong, but not too bad. And I think that, like I said before, I think we need to work on the control a little bit. We still need to work on the break, but realistically, I think the control is going to be a little bit better. Again, especially if we get a little rattled, we want to make sure that we're at least going to be accurate with a couple pitches to be able to actually, come back from a 3-1 count so we don't give up home runs in really clutch situations. But let's go. We're heading to Montgomery right now. Coach wants to talk to us. I'm a little worried to see what he has to say because, you're a little pleased, but come on, really? I know, I have a little bit of developing to do. We're not playing well in the field. And, yeah, we're doing okay on the mound, but again, could be a bit better. Yeah, so what do you got to say, Coach? You take that next step if you want to get called up. I know. Coach, we'll do our best. I promise. We want to get called up to AAA as soon as possible, and let's really hope that we can do that. And do we want to focus on developing more as a position player or pitcher in the near future? I said it at the beginning of the video, guys. I get really excited when I'm able to actually go out on the mound and really perform out there. So we're going to end up going with that. I still want to stay in the lineup and be able to hit, but still, that's okay. So what I think we're going to be able to do, that's actually interesting there. Which one do we go with? I feel like control, velocity, and break would actually be great, but the per 9 in big game, I think it actually make a pretty big difference. But realistically, we need to up our pitches. If we don't have the break, the velocity, and the control on them, it's not going to matter too much. But let's go. We're back at third base. We're in the 4-hole. Let's finally get a hit in this video, damn it. And hopefully we can do that here in the first inning with a guy on second. Wow, 95-mile-an-hour fastball right at about the belt. Boy, we could have taken that one deep. Instead, now we're sitting 0-1, and we hit a curveball, but unfortunately to the second baseman. And yeah, we're just continuing our horrible ways. But maybe we can make up for it in the field. Let's go. Potential double play ball right here. And that is going to be the case. Let's go to 2. Right on target. Get back to 1. We got ourselves a double play. At least we're performing in the field. Question is, can we do it at the plate again? Third inning, guy on first, no outs. It's great to see. And we are not swinging at that fastball out. Nope, we leave that out. That is not our pitch. That is not what we want to see. Give me something better. Like that. Drop. Can we drop? Let's go. We finally get that monkey off our back yet again. And now that is going to be a single, and he could have actually taken third on that one. But again, I understand. You don't think that he's going to throw that wild. But here we go. We only got one out. Or we got no outs. Pardon me. Guys on first and second now. Let's hope we can get one of us in. And it's not going to be us as we try to slide there. And yeah, that's going to be a double play ball. The good news is he did end up scoring from third, though. And now with one out, we have a chance for another double play ball. But I feel like this is going through the infield. No. Let's go. Another double play. That's beautiful. Boom. We get out of the third. Still up one in the fifth, too. And now we got first and third. No outs yet again. There we go. That's going to drop into right field. That is going to score one. No, stay at first. Oh, don't pull your hamstring doing that, man. You didn't have to do that. There we go. We end up bringing in a run. It is now 5-3, and we got a multi-hit game. Let's go. We got a chance to steal here, too. Can we do it? Oh, no. He's got a really quick stretch. But we get in there at second. Let's go. We end up pulling the stolen base. And boy, we need to really up our speed because that was super slow. Super slow. Now 2-2 count. And that is going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. That's going to be a ground out. But thankfully he does end up scoring. We have to hold up at second, of course. But we love to see that. Let's go 6-3. At this point, I feel like we have a really good lead. And we got a nice little cushion for our pitcher. That was stupid. And we're going to be out at third. Good idea. Unfortunately, they did get one of the runs back, but we're still up 2 with one out and a guy on first. So let's do it. Boom! Right down the line. That is actually going to be a double for sure. We got ourselves extra bases, finally. He should end up scoring. He's got 83 speed. You bet he will. And that is going to be an RBI double. 3 hits in this game after going over in the last 2. And I think we're finally breaking out of that slump. God, thank God, too. Because, man, this was a rough going. Especially after giving up that home run in the game and having that be the deciding factor. Did he just strike out looking? Oh, no, he just walked. I didn't look at the count. That's totally on me. I need to do better about that. That's fine. Boom. Let's go. Get a move on. Yeah, never mind. That's going to be a double play. But now we're up 3. And now it's a tie game in the 9th. But we got a guy on second, and it's up to us to drive him in. Let's see if we can do that again. I know. You don't have to say it. I completely agree. That should have been the one. Nope, we leave that out, and that gets to the backstop. And now we got a guy on third, which means even a deep pop fly is going to end up scoring him. He's got pretty good speed, too. So let's hope that maybe even something that's not extremely deep is still going to end up scoring him here because we need that run. Boom. That might be it. I think that's going to be deep enough. I think it will be. Boom. Let's go. Yes, I wish that we could have ended up getting a base hit on that, but I will take a sac fly all day. And thankfully, that is going to be the deciding factor. We end up winning 8-7. Finally breaking out of that slump. And honestly, there's no better feeling than that. Am I right? That is awesome. So thankfully, we take number 1 against Montgomery, and hopefully we can do it again. They have a pretty cold lineup, so that's great for our starting pitcher. So hopefully he can end up going out there and picking up his 2nd win of the season. He's got a 2.39 ERA. It's like us on the Mets in the last season in MLB The Show 24. But come on, let's go out there, let's give him some run support, and let's hope we can get it done in the field again too. And we're in the batter's box in the first inning, with a guy on first and 2 outs. Let's produce something here, as that is a slider up and away. Thankfully, we didn't swing at that. I thought, since that was a borderline pitch, that maybe you would call it. Thankfully, it didn't. 1-0 count. Boom! That's going to be caught, though, isn't it? Yeah. Ends up going back and ends up getting it at the warning track. Could have just squared that up a little more. That would have been gone. But it's a brand new game. 1-1 now. And we are not taking that curveball. You kidding me? Great rotation on that, though. Honestly, realistically, that was a good pitch. But thankfully, we didn't fall for it. We fell for that changeup, though. I thought that was going to be a fastball. And obviously, he got me to swing a little early at that. But thankfully, we made contact. And there we go. Speaking of contact. Great catch. I can't be upset. But that sets up for a better chance here. First and second, no outs in the 5th inning. Still a tie game. Let's break this open right here. Yeah, we just broke it open with a double play. Are you joking? I knew that was going to be low, and I still swung. I mean, how many times when I'm pitching do I say I want to keep the ball low just to produce a ground ball and potentially a double play? Am I right? Damn it. Come on, get there. We do not field it yet again, and that is unfortunately going to be an error by us. But now down 1 run in the 7th inning with a guy on first and 1 out. No double plays. We would like a gapper. That would have been the pitch to do it on, and we swung late at it. That's all right. We have plenty of opportunities. That's why you get 3 strikes, right? That's why you get 3 strikes, right? He's coming with something. He's coming with off speed, right? He's got to be. He was. That's why we waited back on it. And even though that doesn't get the, even though it gets the guy to third. Thankfully, or unfortunately, he didn't score, but fortunately, he is in good scoring position. Coach wants us to steal. I think we can do that. Hopefully, we can make it there. Nope, that was a bad jump on that, but thankfully, really bad pitch by him, and that kind of gets buried. So let's go. Second and third, 1 out. At the very least, can you drive the guy at third home? Please. We need it badly. Rosario with his first home run of the season. Let's go, buddy. Not the best exit velocity, but that is enough to be able to score 3 and put us up again. And now in the 8th, we've almost got this closed out. We got a 2-run lead, guy on second with 2 outs. Come on, we just need 6 outs to win this game as we line that one down the line, but the first baseman makes a good play. And unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the 8th. The positive thing, though, is we end up winning 4-3, and thankfully, we did get another base hit here. And would you look at that? 2 wins in a row, which means if we win tomorrow, which is the last game of the video, it's called a winning streak. It has happened before. We've seen it before, and hopefully we can get to see it again, especially against Montgomery here. They're closing in on almost 500 now. Let's see if we can get them to exactly 500 as we're hitting 4th yet again. Thankfully, we're DHing so we can get ready for our start in the next video and tomorrow. And let's hope we can come out here with another big win. So let's do it. Top of the 2nd, which means 1, 2, 3 inning for our offense in the last one. That's weak contact. Yeah, I guess so. Pretty shallow to the right fielder, and that's 1 out. But now we got bases loaded in the 3rd. But we got 2 outs. We just need to find a gap. Oh, we swung way late at that one. Way late at that one. And man, we blew a prime opportunity. And unfortunately, I think that just led to a 5-0 lead for Montgomery. Which means we might not get that winning streak. But let's spark a rally here. Talk about sparking a rally, huh? Look at that. Gone to left, baby. That is number 4 of the season. And hopefully that is going to start something for this team. And that means that we got 3 runs. Let's go. We're in the 7th, guy on first. Let's see if we can get that just a little bit closer. Come on. We need this game. That is a gapper. Let's go. That is going to be a double. And hopefully that'll end up scoring them. Can we actually get to 3rd on this one? I think we got a triple, baby. We got a triple. Let's go. Well, okay, it's a double and an extra base because he kind of bobbled it out there. But come on, man. At least give me this. It's all right. That scores a run. We're now only down 2 in the 7th inning with us on 3rd. This guy needs to get some kind of piece into the outfield. No, get back, get back, get back, get back, get back. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought he was going to swing. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I was thinking. What matters is we're still safe. Now, 2-2 count. Come on, poke something, dude. Probably not the best terminology there. Oh, and that's just going to go to the 3rd baseman. Throw it away. No. Still down 2. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time to be the hero. Guy on first, 2 outs, down by 1. And that was the pitch. That was the pitch, and we were just way too overzealous on that one. Swung way too early. We need to wait back just a little bit. Don't get too excited. Nope, you ain't swinging at that slider. Are you kidding me? You got to throw me something better than that, man. Something better than that. Let's do it. Come on now. Well, we're the hero for Montgomery tonight as we end up grounding out to end the game. We had a nice little rally going, and thankfully we sparked one, but unfortunately we put out that fuse as well. But at the very least, we did hit our 4th home run, and honestly, that feels pretty damn good. Now, it looks like we have a couple of different batting perks right now, too, as well as the 2 pitching ones, and we do only have the 1 fielding one with 2 base running ones. That's really great to see. That's definitely going to help out. As you can see, they were active in a couple of those. But we're definitely going to spend our skill points right now, because why the hell not? That 2-seam is actually looking pretty damn good. That velocity all the way up to 75. I love that. 65 on the split. Honestly, we're going to up the split one. And I think we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to end up upping... Well, we can't do that, unfortunately, because that takes 12. So I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up upping probably our power a little bit. I kind of want to do that. I mean, we're hitting a couple home runs now. We go up to a 56 as a third baseman. Wish that could be a little bit better. But still, that's a nice little improvement. But yeah, no, we've gotten multiple home runs. If we can get more power, I feel like we have the contact to be able to do it. But either way, unfortunately, again, we did end up losing that last one. But we got 3 more games against Montgomery to close out May. Our next start is going to be this Friday. Hopefully we can go out there and end up getting above 500 again, getting up to a 4-3. And again, hopefully we can lower that ERA. 3.95 is not exactly what we want to see. It's a lot lower than we want it to be. But still, hopefully we can go out there and really deal against the Biscuits. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.